Hey guys, Rob Caputo here, and wanted to talk to you about a topic that a lot of different people have issues with, including professional detailers. One of the issues is just cleaning your windshield. It's amazing. I mean, you can clean the windshield after your car wash, or just simply do a car wash, and you find that you're driving down the road, the sun beats down on it, and you just see just nastiness. You see like a haze on the inside of the glass, you see streaking, some fingerprints here and there, and you're just like baffled. You know, you just washed your car, you just cleaned it, maybe even used a glass cleaner, and you just basically got it to a point where you thought it was perfect until the sun beats down on it. And I wanted to share my tip, how I normally handle those situations so that I can avoid that. So when you do go through the sunlight, you don't see any of those smudges and those smears and all that kind of stuff, because you have to remember, you know, when you're using something like a sealant, or if you're using like a drying aid or something like that, there's always a little bit of something in those materials, you know, and then you're just basically using your drying cloth to go over the car, it gets on your windshield. If it's on the paint, it doesn't matter, right? You're not gonna really see those little streak marks, you know, a little fingerprint here and there, you know, it gets hidden by the paint, and you're not physically looking through it like you do in a windshield or anything like that. So what I want to do is spend a couple minutes with you to kind of review what I do to basically make sure that my windshield or glass is picture perfect, right? It's truly like a windshield, right? You know, there's no smudges, there's no issues at all whatsoever. So let's just cut to the chase and get right to it. I'll show you step by step what you need to do in order to like basically create a perfect windshield, right? So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you clean the inside of the glass, right? Because a lot of people forget, you know, there's a lot of gas off with cars, you know, it's the carpeting, especially on a brand new car, you're gonna have issues with the plastics and stuff like that. It gases off in the first year or so, and those elements, those chemicals stick to the windshield, right? It just basically just goes up into the air, gets stuck to the windshield. Also just general air, when you're like taking in outside air, it goes through some filters. Some cars don't have a cabin filter, believe it or not, to this day, but most of them do. But even when you do, there's still a little bit of dust. There's still some particles that run through there, and it actually gets out into the air. You might think that the problem's on the outside, but it really is on the inside, or a combination of the two. In my experience, it's a combination of the two. You definitely have to clean the interior of the car, get rid of all that smudging, get rid of all that. Sometimes it's so thick that just a regular windshield spray doesn't work. What you need to do is you need to use a little bit of detergent, like a Dawn dish detergent, you know, very, very mild, and put it on a rag and kind of wipe it down, right? Don't put too much soap, right? I think in all of these instances, a little goes a long way. You just want to be able to break down those oils, that grime, and then get rid of it as soon as possible, okay? Then you can go back after you've removed a majority of that grease and the grime and stuff like that, and use a regular windshield spray, you know, something like Invisible Glass by Stoner, or there's a few other ones out there, but typically that's the one I use. That's the go-to. It's a very good, high quality and inexpensive glass cleaner, to be quite honest. And you can get it at any store, any box store, Walmart, Target, AutoZone, wherever you can pick it up. So that's the beauty of that product. So let's get right to it. Let's get inside our Subaru. I'll show you some of the smearing and the gas off that I'm experiencing. Got to clean that off, and then I'll show you my trick, my final trick. So wait until the very end, and I'll show you what I typically do to kind of make sure that it's crystal clear and it's perfect. This is Talking with Cars. Now I'm going to try to show you firsthand what I mean by when you're done washing the car and you're kind of in a garage or something like that, and you don't really see that much on your windshield. I mean, yeah, there's some maybe some grime here, some fingerprints and stuff like that. But like this entire area, you don't see anything, do you? But when you do run into a situation where the sun is shining through your windshield, that's when you notice it. That's when you notice all the little issues and the problems and the streaks and all that kind of stuff that become very, very annoying if that type of thing bothers you. It doesn't bother everybody. As long as you can see through it, people tend to be okay. But in my instance, a lot of detailers, a lot of people that are really kind of focused on the details, those little things really become a problem. So I'm going to turn this car around. I'm going to show you that in this area right in here where you don't believe you have anything, I'm going to show you the difference. And I'm going to kind of like get it to a point where the sun will shine through this area and you'll see it. And I'm also going to do it on the side glass too, on the doors. So you'll see it looks okay, right? I mean, from this distance, from here in the shade, it looks okay. But let me turn the car around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to try to show it to you in real time. So as I go in reverse and the sun starts to shine through the windshield, you're going to see the difference. Watch. You see that? So now all that was on your windshield. You don't see it when you're in the garage. You don't see it under specific lighting. But all that is visible, right? So that's what I'm talking about. It's these little instances. Now, maybe not this extreme. I was doing a test so I could show you in this video. But it's these instances that cause that headache, right? The little smears, the little fingerprints and all that kind of stuff that you don't notice in certain light. But they're there. They're there. And then here's the side. And you can see how dirty that is. Right? So just a moment ago, this same exact glass you thought was clean. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to clean it from the inside first, and then we're going to go to the outside and we're going to clean that up, and we'll see how we do. And we're going to do it while the sun is shining through this windshield so we can pick up on all the little things, okay? All right, so two things I want to show you. Number one, the glass cleaner that I'm using. Right? It's Stoner's Invisible Glass. Love this. Been using this for eons, for over 10, 15 years. And I try other products and nothing really is as good as this, to be quite honest. I mean, the only downside to this is that it comes in a metal canister, right? Because it's an aerosol. But I like it. Just be careful, you don't drop it on your paint, your glass, or whatever, so you don't make any cracks. The other thing that you need to be very aware of is what type of cleaning towel you're using, right? You need to make sure that you're using a dedicated towel for glass, right? It's kind of like a weave. You see this like waffle weave type glass, like very short nap, and it picks up all the dirt and the grime from the windshield, and it does an excellent job. So and I recommend cleaning these separately without other towels, right? If you have to, that's fine. But use the right cleaner, right? Like Rags to Riches from, what company is that? I don't remember, but I'll put the link down below. But anyway, so Rags to Riches is a very good soap. You can use Tide, but it's got to be the clear Tide, with no detergents or any dyes or anything like that. You want to use something that's going to really, get these clean. So the right towel, the right cleaner, and then we're off to the races. Let's go for it. And you'll see that I'm not using a lot. I just sprayed a little bit onto the glass, not even putting it on the towel. And I'm going through all the little nooks and crannies, little corners, everywhere, back and forth, right? And flip your towel to make sure that you have a dry side, and then just continue back and forth, right? And if you see any imperfections, even through the sun, do it again, right? Less is more in this instance, okay? Don't use too much glass cleaner because it'll streak. You'll actually be causing streaking. So this side looks okay. I'll do the other side, show you what that looks like after I'm done with the inside and the outside. All right, inside and out done. I am still in the sunlight. And do you see any imperfections? Maybe a little bit in through here on the sides. Now, whether that's on the inside or the outside, we'll have to check. And you can use your finger to, yeah, see, it's on the inside. I don't know if you noticed that. There's still a little bit of gas off on the inside of this windshield. So I'm gonna spend a little bit more time in here and get that all cleaned up. But the rest of it looks pretty good. And you'll see when you're on the outside, you might actually see some imperfections from the outside in while the sun is glaring through it. But this is how you're going to get your windshield to be perfectly clean, and you'll see every imperfection removed, right? Sometimes a polish is required, you know, to remove some really baked on guts or anything like that from bugs. Maybe some lint. Look how clean that is. Right? So much cleaner than before. Sun's shining through it. Now in the shade, this is going to look spotless. But always look in the little corners. Check it at these corners right here. Right? Roll down your glass on the side. Right? Take care of that top piece of the glass in here. Right? Just wipe it down and remove that dirt. Okay? And you'll have perfect glass. Right? And you won't have any problems whatsoever. Nothing that's going to be bothering you. All right, well, I hope that was helpful. And like, subscribe if you like this type of content. And let me know what your experience is and how you correct the glass and make sure that it's perfect. So I'm really curious to see what you guys think. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Woo!